like. I'm wondering, like, how many of you today know who made your clothes, the clothes that you're wearing right now? Well, yes. Okay, awesome. And sort of just coming back to the panel on that, and any of you are welcome to take this question, is what do you think that gap that we can see in the hands raised in the audience means for the work that we're doing in terms of reaching out to communities? There's a clear gap, right? Many of us have no awareness of where our clothes come from, where they're sourced. Natasha, I know you have some stuff to say on this as well. What role is it that we're meant to play as brands or practitioners in the marketplace to close that gap and to make the connection more visible? Go ahead, Patricia.
I think we're missing a narration as a whole, you know. For a lot of fashion brands, they're looking at something, they're tapping into, fast fashion is tapping into that 3 seconds patience, or that, you know, that headspace that we want to, like, we can't even go through a 10 seconds reel. Like, we just want to be like, okay, next, you know, we're in that space right now, and we want everything so fast and moving and swift. But what we are also missing is that narration, is the significance, you know, the significance of things. And that's where I think there's a huge gap. For a lot of artists, for a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, you know, more than the work they do, the passion, the stories that they came together with to build that company is something commendable than the fast fashion that is just selling, you know, racks and racks and racks of clothes. Because they put, if this is a shawl, this is made by a company called Junkiri. I passed by them and I found out it's women-led, and they're trying to put different kinds of textile designs within it, and they're trying to sell it. And when I talked to them, and they're like, this is made by a woman from a Dalit community. So she has a whole range of you know, communities coming together, trying to put them together. So these kinds of stories add value to your purchase. And nowadays, that narration is coming back, but we are fighting the harder, the larger narration, the fast fashion, right? So these stories of women, and not just women, indigenous community, tribal communities, needs to be brought forward to also preserve the culture, to preserve the narrations of the past, the narrations of these groups who they are, you know? And to be honest, I've done multiple rounds of research around it, and there is no second line leadership in this. Because we are losing out on our narrations. There's, like I said, there's no stories, and nobody is telling that, and are like never saying it. So the second line of leadership does not think this is an important work. So that gap is existing, and to narrow down, we, as all of us over here, need to really think about where we're buying from and why we're buying and whom we're supporting in longer term, right? And then only we can close this gap, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Khadija, do you want to take that? Because you guys do some fascinating storytelling with your brand, almost unexpected for the high street. And so do you want to answer the question about storytelling? Okay, Zain first. You've been nominated by Khadija.
I completely zoned off for a second because I got so excited by what Vishika said, because one of the hardest things when you're working with artisans or in slow fashion, and when you're being honest and true and mindful, and when you're putting people before profits, is that you're sort of all alone in this world. So this symposium, these women, are providing me with something I could not access, which is support, which is somebody who understands what I